Met her on a train. That's it. One random train ride. One delayed evening. One stranger sitting across from me. At first, we didn't even speak. She just sat there near the window, holding an old notebook in her hands. But after a while, she looked at me and smiled. Not flirtatious. Not awkward. Just familiar. Like somehow she already knew me. We talked for 3 hours. About life. Regret. Love. The kind of conversation people usually only have after years of knowing each other. Then the train stopped. She stood up. Looked at me one last time. And handed me an envelope. Don't open it until tomorrow. Then she walked away. And I never saw her again. But when I finally opened that letter, I realized our meeting wasn't random at all. My name is Nathan. I'm 41. I used to believe life was predictable. Wake up. Work. Come home. Repeat. Nothing dramatic ever happened to me. Until that train ride. It was raining that night. The kind of rain that makes the whole city look tired. My train got delayed almost an hour. People were annoyed. Everyone looked exhausted. Including me. Then she walked in. She looked different from everyone else. Not because she was loud. Actually. She was incredibly calm. Dark coat. Loose hair. No headphones. No phone. Just an old notebook she kept holding tightly. She sat across from me. Looked outside for a while. Then quietly said, "Long day." I laughed a little. Yeah. That's how it started. Most conversations with strangers die quickly. This one didn't. Somehow. Everything flowed naturally. We talked about childhood memories. Old music. Mistakes. People we lost. Dreams we gave up on. And strangely, I told her things I had never told anyone. Not even my closest friends. At one point, she asked me, "Do you ever feel like your real life never actually started?" That question hit me hard. Because it was true. I had spent years surviving. Not living. And somehow, she saw that immediately. Hours passed without us noticing. Outside the windows, the city lights blurred in the rain. Inside that train, it felt like time slowed down. Like the world outside stopped existing. And for the first time in years, I felt understood. By someone I had known for only a few hours. Then her stop came. She stood up slowly. Looked nervous for the first time all night. Then she pulled an envelope from her notebook. White. Folded carefully. She handed it to me. "Please don't open it until tomorrow." I smiled. "What is it?" She hesitated. Then said something I couldn't say out loud. And before I could ask anything else, the doors opened. And she was gone. I couldn't stop thinking about her. That entire night, the envelope sat on my kitchen table. I wanted to open it immediately. But I didn't. Because somehow, it felt important to respect her request. Still, I barely slept. The next morning, I finally opened it. Inside was a handwritten letter. The first line said, "If you're reading this, it means I didn't lose the courage to give it to you." My chest tightened immediately. Then I kept reading. Her name was Elise. And according to the letter, she had seen me before. Many times. At the same station. Same train. Same schedule. For almost a year. I had never noticed her. But she noticed me. Every single day. Then the letter changed completely. She wrote, "You looked exactly like my husband." I stopped reading for a second. My stomach dropped. Her husband had died 3 years earlier. And apparently, I looked almost identical to him. Not perfectly. But enough. Enough to make her sit near me that night. Enough to finally talk to me. At first, she only wanted closure. One conversation. One moment. One chance to feel close to him again. But according to the letter, something changed during that train ride. She stopped seeing me as him. And started seeing me as myself. The last page was harder to read. Not because of the handwriting. Because of the words. She confessed she had been diagnosed with a serious illness months earlier. And she didn't know how much time she had left. That's why she wrote the letter. Because she was afraid that if she waited longer, she would never say any of it. At the end of the letter, there was no phone number. No address. Nothing. Just one final sentence. Thank you for making me feel alive again, even for one night. I searched for her for weeks. Train station. Social media. Everything. Nothing. Like she disappeared back into the world. 3 months later. Another envelope arrived at my apartment. No return address. Inside was a smaller note. Only 2 lines. I'm still here. And I'd like to see you again. I don't think I've ever smiled that hard in my life. Some people enter your life unexpectedly. Not to stay forever. Not to save you. But to wake something up inside you. To remind you that connection is still possible. That life can still surprise you. Even after years of silence. And sometimes, one conversation with the right person can change everything.